understanding, of course, that all your unbeaten streaks are intact. I mean, you've never blown a 2-goal lead in this building. Does this feel like a pretty crushing defeat?
Yeah, listen, I'm gutted for our guys. I mean, I think in all ways they established themselves in this game as a good team. Could have been 3. Could have obviously helped ourselves by getting the 3rd goal. It's been frustrating how many points we've given away late in games, and that when you add them all up and you look at it, you shake your head and you go, how in the world does that happen? And they seem to come in different fashion. But the game I thought was totally under control. It came down to some scrambles in front of the box. It wound up coming in second on a couple plays, but I'm still very glass half full. This is a good team. I know what I'm looking at. The frustration of giving some late leads away. We'll continue to reinforce certain things with mentality, look at tactically what we do, look at personnel choices, the whole bit. But this is a good team. So, it's good. We're making it hard on ourselves, and we're going to get there the hard way. But we're going to get to where we need to go. We're going to get there.
We'll go far left to Christian.
Losing 3 starters before the match, and then essentially a 4th starter in Ronald Zubar. How much of that impact what you had to do in terms of depth, the bench options that you have? Do you have an update on Ronald?
No update on Ronald yet. Seems like it's maybe a little bit of a groin, so we're hopeful it's not too bad. We've had a few groin injuries this week, so we have to look at what we're doing and what we can do better. Yeah, it does handcuff you a little bit when your options aren't what they normally are off the bench, but we should have been able to take care of that game with whoever, especially at 2-0. And I think there's 2 ways to take care of it. One way is to make it 3. But at the same time, we shouldn't have to make it 3. It should have been able to close it out. But when you keep it at 2, and then there's these late moments where they're throwing burn bomb forward and they're just launching balls in the box, it sets up for some difficult scrambles and moments. And at home we've always managed to survive those. On the road, not as much. But we'll continue to push this thing forward. Again, not concerned.
Go front row drives.
Jesse, obviously, they were throwing at you late, trying to get goals, but it seemed like you guys also were pushing numbers forward, even 85th minute on, even with the 2-0 lead. Is that something to look at as far as maybe trying to keep the ball a bit more, or is it just that's your style, you're going to play that?
Well, there's always some moments where, can we find a way to keep a ball? So Sasha goes in the corner, and I think he gets fouled, but it goes down, but they don't give it to us. Maybe there's a moment on the corner kick where we can hold it down there a little bit more. Maybe if in some of these transitions you put a little couple extra plays together, then maybe you can slow it down. But we got some corner kicks. We played in their end. They weren't dangerous, really. I mean, I can't think of really a chance until the 89th minute. So for me, that game was totally under control. And we've tried to not just come back into a shell because it invites pressure into your box. So we've tried to still, play up the field and win balls up there and then keep them under pressure. And by doing that, we create a bunch of opportunities for the 3rd goal, but can't quite finish one off. So on another day, this is different. On another day, it's different. But today, we have to swallow it.
Go far right, Derek.
You had to switch up a couple of starters due to yellow cards. Mike on one side. You brought in Gonzalo, you brought in Danny Royer. Just what were you thinking about those 2 guys coming in?
I thought it was great for Gonzalo to get a goal. Thought that, we've been working on our outside midfielders, joining in on the back post and now being available to score goals like that. So that part was really good. Thought Danny Royer was fantastic. Thought he was very good. Fit into the team really well. Understood the tactics. Was very dangerous. Set up the 2nd goal. Also could have maybe had a 3rd. Getting himself going with game fitness. I mean, I think he showed in all ways that he's a guy that we're going to be able to count on. So that was a real bright aspect of today. So yeah, good.
Go front left, Dan.
Obviously, Bill Hamid's a very good keeper in this league, but how not so much upset, but concerned were you with Sasha nails both posts, one in the first and one in the second half?
Yeah, again, on another day, I think those go in. I thought Sasha was very good at setting up so many plays, setting guys up for chances, could have had some goals, could have had some assists. So he continues to play like that. We'll be in good shape. Brad continues to score goals. There's so many positives to take away from this game. The one positive you can't take away is the results, but honestly, let's all be honest and look at that game. How am I going to be frustrated or disappointed other than now the result? Because the rest is all, there's a lot there where we're totally in command of the game. So I'm not being positive for the sake of being positive. I'm being positive because I know what I'm looking at, and this is a good team, and we're going to continue to get better.
Front right, Steph.
Coach, as well, if you guys played at home, I think you haven't lost here since April or whatever. Does that kind of underscore how important it is to win the conference and get that home field advantage? Is that something you're preaching?
You know, I mean, it's important to get the top 2 seeds, right? And then what the home field advantage is after that, I'm not really sure. So, you know, the one thing it means is if you get to MLS Cup, the right to potentially host it, I think that's where it really becomes important. But, you know, we're going to keep pushing for those top 2 seeds. Obviously, you know, it would have been nice to get the result tonight, to go to Toronto and have us both tied and now know that everything's on the line. But it's still everything on the line for that game in Toronto. I mean, we've been looking at that game on the schedule for a while. I mean, really excited to go up there. I think Toronto's done a really good job this year. They've done a great job on the road. They've been good at home. We're going to put our unbeaten streak to the test when we go up there, but I know we're going to go up there and throw everything we have at them, and I know we're going to play well.
When you walked in, you said, as an example, you said you shake your head and you wonder how you could end up dropping so many points late.
Yeah.
If you guys asked yourself that question, I mean, what kind of answer did you come up
One
with?
that sends us to the loony bin. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, some of it's been hard to pinpoint because it's come in different ways. Obviously, when you're on the road and now teams start throwing things at you, it's important to find ways to just grind and survive. You know, they threw their goalie on the last play and the corner kick in Vancouver, and it was a big scramble. We looked at it. We talked about how we wanted to deal with it. Luis and I had a discussion. Luis wanted to keep a guy on the post. I said, let's get a guy in the matchup. So if we wind up leaving, you know, like Felipe on the back post, then maybe it's a moment where he can just clear it. So, you know, maybe I made the wrong decision by doing that. But, you know, those are important details. We'll look at them. We'll think about them. But more than anything, we're just going to keep pushing because this team has been on track and it's going to keep going.
Jesse will go second row to the left.
Coach, you know, the organization, you know, had a beautiful ceremony to begin the game. They decided to use not only a person in law enforcement, but a black woman. You know, during the climate of the country right now, how important is that?
Well, I would say that this organization tries in every way to be reflective of our fan base and our community. Certainly, a lot of the 9/11 honoring, I thought was fantastic. Having that big flag out there was important. I thought that the young lady who sang the national anthem was fantastic. I thought the vibe of the day was just awesome, you know, and having DC and us play in this kind of a game on this day, I thought was really important for our league. So, you know, in all ways, I'm proud of our club. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to represent it as the head coach, and I try to do everything I do. I try to make sure that I represent what we want to be and who we are in a big way. So
We'll take two more. First, Brian on the left and Eric on the right.
Going back to your late leads, Ben said just before you came in, he says, you know, we know how they play, and we know that you'll get your chances late. Does that give you pause to, you know, when you get a lead that you can't put a team away because you can't break their spirit, that they know that they'll get their late chances?
that's fair enough, but they also know they're going to be under the gun for 90 minutes and that they could have been down 3-4, 5-0. So, you know, I appreciate the fact that, you know, he's aware of the trend that's happened with us, but I'll also say no one's beaten us in 2 months, over 2 months. So you can talk all you want about being ready to play us late. I think you should also include in there that we're very, very, very difficult to beat.
Final, we're all set. Thanks, Jesse.
All right.